Hello and welcome back to another Pro C HD video. Today we've got another Birmingham City Career Mode episode, and just before we get started to this game against Crystal Palace at Selhurst Park, I did just want to state, if Birmingham City Career Mode has slowed down recently, I do apologise for that. It mainly is because I am literally drowned. This is now the time where I need to be getting in coursework and basically revision. So there is so much stuff going on right now, and it's literally any spare moment I get, I'm trying to do YouTube, and it's really difficult, especially considering that, you know, we start this game off against Crystal Palace in such a poor manner. Benteke, the former Villa player, he never played against us as a Villa player, but Benteke, the former Villa man, does open the scoring against us here, and that's his little bit of revenge. But look at that, what a beauty that is from, who even is that? Was that Gleeson? Tesche? Gleeson, I think. It's a bit awkward. I don't even know my own players. Anyway, Lozano goes through on the second time, and that was lucky for Roldan, but nonetheless, I'll take it. I don't even care. Lozano has had a brilliant start to this season. Quite frankly, a fantastic start, but I will take that with Roldan there, because Roldan, I want him to get on the score sheet quite a few times. So, we actually somehow not only level it up, we go ahead 2-1 after that Roldan goal, and it was a Gleeson goal, yeah. So, what a brilliant first half, in the sense that defensively maybe not so much, but we managed to pick ourselves up, and, you know, that tempo, that mentality to get back from behind, and not only go 2-1 up, but increase our lead even further. Han Chan-hee, or He Chan-chan, or Chan-hee-han, whatever his name is, I don't even care, because he has got yet another goal, and we are 3-1 up now. This has just been the most insane game ever, because 30 minutes in, nothing had happened for us, nothing had gone our way. And from that point, we have quite literally picked ourselves up into possibly our biggest win ever. Almost our biggest win ever. Our biggest win ever so far is against Reading, I believe, a 4-0 win. This is currently at 4-1. If we can get the 5th goal, which we might be able to here, Lozano gets his 2nd of the game. It really well could have been a hat-trick for him. A real shame, because that's multiple games now where he could have got a hat-trick. It really could have been a hat-trick for Lozano then. Of course, it was because he hit the post and Roldan tapped it in on the following that it wasn't. But wow, what an unbelievable game that was. Genuinely, that is a true shock. A true shock that we managed to get 5-1 win. It just goals kept flooding in, and I don't understand. We just found breaking them down, we just became easier. And I'm not really quite sure why. But I think our run might come to an end here against Chelsea. Brilliant way to pick ourselves back up as well. In the previous episode, of course, we weren't too great. Nothing dreadful, obviously, but again, not too great. So, now we've got this game against Chelsea. We're currently sitting in 3rd. Chelsea are in 13th. They're actually 7 points ahead of Chelsea. 8 games in, which is just, it's mind-boggling. It's genuinely mind-boggling, and I can't quite comprehend what is happening right now in this league. We take the 1-0 lead against Chelsea, but it is disturbed by the offside. Lozano, who is quite literally on fire at the moment, that he's keeping Che Adams out the team against clubs like Chelsea. He's doing so well at the moment. 2 shots, of course, one of them being offside. I'm not sure whether that counted, and that's Jamie Vardy there playing for Chelsea. Yes, Jamie Vardy in a Chelsea shirt, which is just quite frankly odd. Either way, it was a good first half. We held them out very well. Reminiscent of the Liverpool game, in fact. Of course, the last time we played Chelsea, we beat them in the League Cup, the EFL Cup. We actually took a 2-0 lead in the first half that time, though, so maybe this one will be a little different. But it is Chelsea who have the ball in the centre midfield here. They're trying to pass it into our final third, and right down the bottom here, you can't even see the players. It's so dark. Literally, I literally was just hoping that, I don't even know what's going on down there. The contrast is so horrible. Anyway, it's placed back into the sunlight, but a little bit of darkness did herald over our club until that save was made. That was the cheesiest thing I've ever said. I don't even know what I was on about there. Basically, what I was trying to say was that, you know, you weren't doing too well. 1 minute, hold the phone. What's going on here? Is that 1-0? It is. I really don't understand that, because I've just gone back and edited this back in again, and I remember editing this into the episode, so maybe something didn't save, I'm not sure. I do apologise for that, but anyway, a bit of comedy, I suppose, linked into the episode there. Anyway, we take the lead, going slightly back in time to the 66th minute. We actually take the lead, and it is a Kyle Williams goal, our new free agent, but it is Marcos Alonso who taps it into the net. Diego Costa gets the final goal, but Marcos Alonso is prevented from getting another goal, which is good because Lozano's up there with Marcos Alonso, the left back. I know, weird. On the top scorers list. So, I mean, it's great to see that Costa got it instead of Alonso, but Lozano could have came so close to giving us the win, but we can't expect to win every week, and this certainly isn't a week where we've got one. So, unfortunately against Chelsea, we do get the 1-1 draw, but that's a solid result, against a team who is there or abouts, really. You can say, yes, they're low in the table at the moment, but they'll be there by the end of the season. They'll be up in the top 4, pretty much anyway. I would bet on them finishing in the top 4, but then again, this is FIFA and anything happens. You get teams like Palace in the 4th position and then teams like Swansea in 8th. Granted, Swansea have finished 9th before in real life, so not too unrealistic on that point, and Leicester won the league last year as well, so you can't really talk about realism, can you? Either way, Leicester aren't there anymore. Anyway, we're really sidetracking here. We need to get back in to the footage. So, what we've got in the background right now is the game against Sunderland in the EFL Cup. It's yet another round in the EFL Cup, and we would go to the quarterfinals if we could get a win here. And what a start it is, as Chatham's just mishit some fars wide, unfortunately. He sort of dragged it across there, and it was a poor shot in the end. But what a start it is, and it is Stephen Gleeson. Yeah, another goal from Gleeson, which is nice to see. I believe that's 2 in this episode now. And it's a great goal, really. Simple play, and the ball in to the area, the cross, which crosses seem to work so much better on this reasonably new update. I mean, it's not that new anymore, but since this update, the crosses have been so much more effective for us as an attacking deploy. So really, tactically, we're pretty sound in this game. Only 1-0. Nothing too creative, nothing too sparky, but we've got the 1-0 lead, and that's all we need at the moment until, of course, Sunderland try and come back at us. But it is us who start better in the first half with a wayward, but still a chance nonetheless. Sunderland do have one chance. It comes back out to Catamol! Oh my god, that was a voice break, wasn't it? I just, genuinely, I was not expecting it. It was one of them moments where I just started crying after it happened, because just out of nowhere, Catamol hits a rocket of a shot, and it flies completely over into Rose Ed. The ball hits someone's head as if Catamol was Zamora. So, I mean, quite frankly, that 1-0 win against Sunderland, I'll take every day of the week. I'm really happy with that. That's a solid 1-0 win. And 1-0 wins like that, they sort of, I don't know, they're almost satisfying. I get that 5-1 win's brilliant, but it's sort of almost slightly unrealistic. 1-0 wins like that in the EFL Cup, that's just enough to get you through to the next round, and that's all you need to do. You need to keep plodding along. You need to just keep treading slowly. But it is the big one. Aston Villa versus Birmingham City, where it belongs, in the Premier League, people. Yes, it's only FIFA 17 Career Mode, but still, Aston Villa versus Birmingham City in the Premier League. This is going to be a tricky one. They have a fantastic team, but we are in 3rd. They're around 13th, I believe, at the moment, not in the top 10. So we've had a much better season than them so far, but then again, we have completely outplayed our expectations, and I do believe we will crumble down the league slowly, especially considering when you think about it, things like that happen. In fact, even the commentator said that we will probably not finish in a Champions League spot. I don't expect that. A top 10 would be fantastic, but to be honest, it wouldn't surprise me if we were fighting for relegation. But honestly, devastating start. I mean, last time we played Villa, this is the 3rd time ever, of course, in this career mode. You remember last time we played them, we went 2-0 down and came back into it in like the 89th and 91st minute or something like that, and we drew 2-2, and if it wasn't for that point, we might not even have went up. So, ultimately, we've got to be very grateful for that point. But Bernard is such a fantastic player. He works, the CPU work with him so well, and Villa double their lead, and I feel like maybe our club isn't as good as them. Maybe we don't have a better team than them. I mean, Bernard is just so good in this game. He was running round me like a rag doll. That's not a very good simile at all, is it? I meant to say he was tearing us apart like a rag. No, that doesn't work either. This is rather awkward, isn't it? Anyway, moving on very swiftly into the second half. Basically, all I'm going to say is this game was, well, pretty bad. It was a horrible game to play. No creativity there. That was the most creative thing we did all game. This was probably the second most creative thing we did all game. Quite frankly, we deserved to lose. First loss against Villa in this entire career mode. And it is a real shame because, you know, that's our bragging rights gone completely. But we are still in the Champions League spot, I believe. I'm not 100% sure on that. You'll have to find out next episode. But basically, don't expect that episode too soon. It's not going to be... I'm hoping to try and keep it 2 to 3 episodes a week. If it doesn't happen like that, it will slow down. But after June the 23rd, I believe, I'll be all plain sailing from there. So, make sure you're there. Make sure you click that like button and subscribe button down below for the future of Proti HD. And I will see you next time.